I was trying to learn this thing called card mod. And the card mod allows you to refine items from cards. So if you have a card, you can pull like 10 magical stones from that card. In the case of a T-Rex, you can pull a dino bone, which is a rare drop by the dinos. And those dino bones in turn can be refined into tools or magic spells. This is sort of the one ability in the game that your GFs have that totally break the game for you if you know what you're doing. I never did this much as a kid. I thought that these were just extra little boosts and stuff. I didn't really need to refine items and stuff. This was kind of an obnoxious side duty for me. And this often ticks me off about the Final Fantasy games when it comes to so much guide fuckery. So I got this card mod skill, but I did it in this hallway. This hallway has 4 potential mobs that can spawn here. 80% of the time, it's going to be a soldier, and you can't turn soldiers into cards. Turning enemies into cards is the only way you could avoid getting experience from them, but still get the AP that it takes to level up your GF skill. If you turn them into a card, you didn't technically beat them, but you defeated them, so therefore you get the skill points, but not the experience. Another 10% of the time, you're going to run into a soldier commander, another humanoid enemy, another one you can't turn into a card. 10% of the time, you're going to run into one of 2 monsters. One of them is this big, like, teabag spider fucker, and then there's like this hard shell snail turtle thing. What I did yesterday was I drew a bunch of magic from the soldiers because they carry all the 3 base elements. I decided that I was going to go and do nothing but get AP just so I could learn this damn skill. And then there's one room where it's almost a 50-50 chance where you run into a monster. But in the middle of this, I got a rare drop. And the rare drop was so rare, I kind of shit myself for a moment. The rare drop was, instead of turning an enemy into their own card, I actually turned them into the card for Ultima Weapon. And this wasn't like a one-time deal. This can be repeated. If I get another one of these, I can refine something from that card. So I did that for... This all took me just over an hour. This game has so many cutscenes in it, so many story areas, that it's really hard to just randomly up and decide I'm gonna go grind. In almost any other RPG, you can just kind of stop what you're doing, wait to go to the next scene, and then just walk outside of town and go farm around. Or you're in a dungeon where you can just farm around there and there's no big deal. There's no stipulations attached. Well, that's not the case with this game. So this particular room, I needed to save this because we had to end our stream at that point. So when I pulled it back up, I was stuck in a place where all I had the option to do was run away from battles 99% of the time to avoid getting experience. And then in the meantime, I get this rare drop. So who in their right mind would have known this would have happened unless they were doing what I was doing? The third thing that pisses me off is while you're hunting for this damn card and this damn item, you are told to, under most RPG circumstances, to level up. So I would have probably leveled myself up to level 20, doubled my level overall, just to hunt for this damn item if I wasn't specifically aware not to do that. Which has been instilled on me from years of Final Fantasy VIII fanboys saying don't play the game this way. The fourth thing that pisses me off is that I still never found that stupid ass key. We're in an area that you revisit later in the game. Do you know you revisit it? No. Your actions that you take here reflect later on in the game. It doesn't tell you you can't find this key. It doesn't tell you it's going to do that. Then you go and you find that key again. And then, like an idiot, Laguna loses it again. I don't know what the hell he did with the first key, if he just shot that thing down the hallway, but that's where you have to go. And then it falls out of his shirt into nothingness. You can't find this key again. The key doesn't exist anymore. That's right, the black hole we're carrying in our pocket now ate the fucking key. The key doesn't exist anymore. There were 2 keys, he lost them both. You're still left with the impression that this third key exists somewhere. You could spend hours searching for this third fucking key. You're never gonna find it. This doesn't work as a puzzle. The weirdest thing is that I'm reading guides in the background, and they're explaining that you spend most of your time in the game attacking. You're not really meant to cast spells or anything like that. It really is the opposite of everything you've ever played before. You don't really want to level up. You don't have equipment or weapons. You don't want to cast magic. It's really weird. Just for that, you're getting the coochie coochie treatment. Are you diddling him or tickling him? Either way, for a throat wound, you are the worst friend. Oh, look at this shit. Quistis has 1 HP, so that dream was like a Freddy Krueger deal. Controller. Toggle map. So the PlayStation didn't have the touch panel button. All of that transferred, including the pain that they have suffered. Why? Okay, if this made sense, why is it that Selphie can't shut the fuck up now? Like, why isn't her throat damaged? On the one hand, logically, I know these two didn't die because my people are still alive. On the other hand, Selphie can still talk. Which academy are you from? You sure don't look like students from Galbadia Garden. Why would I look like a student from... None of us are wearing a uniform. So I'm at Galbadia Garden, and basically we botched a, one thing that I can say that I do like about this game is their attention to detail. If you were to look at Final Fantasy VII and compare it to this, it's quite a difference. It's stark. The character models are much more realistic. The backgrounds are way more detailed. The FMVs are significantly upgraded. Like, as far as a technical masterpiece goes, 50% of this game is an absolute masterpiece. I dislike the story because the story is so god-awful. They actually wrote some really terrible things into this game. Terrible romance, idiot characters, a plot that makes no damn sense, to the point where the fans actually had to go out and make a plot that made sense, and then the director came and said, nope, that's not it. So even the best explanation of what the hell's happening in the game, better than how the director wrote it, got shot down as not being true. I totally meant for it to be this stupid. And then the mechanics of this game, they implemented really cool ideas, but it's all a bunch of work. And it's work that's buried behind text upon text upon text of tutorials. So, Cypher's taking all the blame. The trial's over, and the sentence has been carried out. He dead? Thank God. I'm sorry, I guess that wasn't much consolation. Don't worry, keep talking shit to her. She deserves it. Wanna play cards? He was from Garden. He was one of us. No, he really wasn't. If I can, I want to get revenge. Revenge for Cypher? Are you shitting me? He was a dick till the end. He even called you chicken wuss in like one of his final words. What the hell are you bitching about? I don't have any good memories of him. Neither do I. I've seen some troubled children, but he was beyond troubled. Well, he wasn't really a bad guy. Really? He presented himself as a grade A douche, and you guys are like, well, I saw the good side in him. He wasn't really all evil. Why won't the game tell us that? That would be interesting, right? I have to hear this secondhand from people who are probably lying to make her feel better. I really liked him. He was always full of confidence, smart. You got one part right. His dad owns a dealership. And yet, this just gives Squall a bigger boner for her. Final Fantasy VIII is the equivalent of teenage angst in a game, and there is a poor sense of time in the game, which is interesting considering what in the endgame is all about. Yes, that is true, and I am considering all of these factors when I... What the fuck is that? How did you lap me? Yo, Squall, brought you a new order from Headmaster Sid, you know? Are you related to someone that I know has an affinity for balls? Explain! Have you heard about that hockey team made up of a bunch of monsters? We're going to play them next week. To tell the truth, I'm kind of worried. Some guy told me that they play so rough that one of our guys might get killed. Oh, yeah, regular teenage issues. Alright, I've saved the game. I've played some cards. I've learned... Okay, it's time to meet. Let's go. Zighal! It is clear that Galbadia's ultimate goal is world domination. Of course! We have very few options available to us. We entrust world peace and the future to you. The world depends on this group you have in front. These recent military cadets, one failed instructor, one dipshit, a hyperactive monkey, and 2 little schoolgirls. One of them is crushing on a dude that you guys have considered a criminal. Any questions? Yeah, why us? Don't worry about it. I'm worried. Let me introduce an elite sharpshooter from Galbadia Garden. Again, they don't even know the skills of their own people. This is Irvin Kinneas. He will be your sharpshooter. Bang! You want to play some cards? We're to shooter from afar. Kinneas will be our sharpshooter. Anything you want to say about that, Irvin? Alright, so we're going to have to do our junction shit again. Again, half the game is just buried in menus. Ah, hey, what, stop! This is my cat sitting on the damn keyboard. Alright, maybe this is where we need to go. So, like, it's gonna be a repeat of the Sorceress War we learned about. This is the first time I'm hearing about that. Yeah, she wants to make Garden her base of operation. The Sorceress, her base? How is this public fucking knowledge? When's the train leaving? Come on. Anybody wanna make this thing move? Aren't we leaving yet? Don't tell me I have to fucking... Yep! I have to leave the train to get people on the train. Makes perfect sense. Inappropriate situations that you can use to play cards. It could be like nuke incoming or we have 10 minutes before the bomb blows up. And you can walk up to somebody and be like, card game? Want to play some Magic? And they'd be like, sure. Thankfully, the fast forward does not ruin these FMVs. That is a really good thing that they put into this game. I guess in the original Steam release, it wasn't that way. Oh, CD kicking in. Gotta resave. It's weird how little I'm actually battling in this game. This seems silly. I'm not actually fighting anything. Like, I'm a firm believer that games that are well made are a product of their console, and they work best on their home console. Sometimes these remastered sort of work out really well, like God of War Remastered, for example, would work out really well because all you have to do is upscale that thing. It was already in widescreen. It already had good textures in the game. All you needed to do was upscale it a bit. No big deal, right? But when it comes to games like this, upscaling so much can make everything look out of place. Like you said, there's a mismatching that can happen, and I'm not a big fan of that. You can essentially set up your PlayStation emulator to look like a PS2 game. And that's what this kind of reminds me of in a way. It's like somebody just threw a bunch of shaders on this. Now we're in here, and if I remember this correctly, this is somewhat of a maze. For those of you reading this, follow these directions to get to the exit. Back, forward, right. Oh god. I don't know what this means. That's too many directions. What is up with, like, this, like, Seed sending students to their death? Go get eaten by a Minotaur. I'm probably really close to the exit, if not there now. Or not. So everybody's floating. We're just gonna have a floating battle here. That's what we're gonna do. Now I'm just getting myself lost. Quistis can learn Blue Magic, Degenerator. Quistis can learn Blue Magic, Acid. Quistis can learn Blue Magic, Aqua Breath. I didn't know these existed. So Squall is now a status beast now. See, I thought that I went here, and then left, and then maybe left again? Eventually I'll just stumble into the answer, I'm sure. And I'm back. Motherfucker. Oh, sup? The brothers. Defeated. May we join you, mighty ones? Yes, you can. Get into my pants. 15 hours in the game, and we just finally discovered the defend command. How quaint. Hey, old people, want to play cards? Looks like you know... Oh, hey, there we go. Get your feet off the desk, you rude son of a bitch. He always does this. So discourteous, making people wait. I'm gonna go complain. Well, excuse me, princess. At 8 o'clock, the carousel clock will rise out of the roof, carrying the sniper team up as well. I mean, it's great that we have, like, a competent, established sniper capable of doing the job and not getting limp when the time comes, right? Hello, Dream Place. Welcome, please step up to the counter.